Aspara.
Hello!
Hello! 2 minutes late!
Oh, I'm so sorry. And of all the days, my dad has wine today.
Oh.
And my mum, of course.
Mr. Daraka. Mr. and Mrs. Daraka.
So earlier I said,
Welcome properly to our wine tastings.
welcome to the carnage. So earlier I said,
Eva Madrid.
oh, and Eva's there.
Hello.
The classics.
The classics.
So earlier I said to my dad, make sure, Roque says, make sure you have an aperitivo. And I forgot the time difference. And Dad's like, oh no, we will have eaten a long time ago. So yeah, I'm looking forward, Dad, to my Instagram at Madrid Daracot, taking a photo of the tasting. This is your first time to shine and maybe win 5 litres of wine that I have to bring home at Christmas. So, welcome back everybody. Happy Wednesday. Very excited today. We've got a wine which we discovered recently, which is really, really yummy. New grape, new region, everything. But, as always, before we talk about the new wine, we have to do our shopkeeping. This is the third tasting?
Fourth.
No, third tasting. Fourth? I can't remember. This is tasting number, choose your number. Is it fourth? Oh yes, because we have another red wine and a sparkling, that's right. Yeah. Tasting number 4 on this very professional setup. And as many of you will know, and if you are a new viewer, or you're watching in the future and wondering what's happening, there is a prize available every month for you lucky alcoholics who have purchased our wine box.
Yes.
So, as my parents, you have to do this today, Mum and Dad. All you need to do is to take a photo of your wine tasting with the bottle of the wine, with your faces, without your faces, I don't care. With the TV.
We have to see the label of the wine and a tag of our name.
So the classic is Instagram at Madrid Daracot, but we're on Twitter, we're on Tinder, I think. Is that a thing? We're on
Grindr.
elpais.com. We're on everything. You find us everywhere. Just as long as we see
Dark
it.
Madrid.
The dark web Madrid.
Madrid XXX.
XXXX. As long as we see it, we will take your name and we'll put it into the running to win a prize. Now this month, for the first time, there are 2 prizes. What's the first one? The one.
Well, the first one is a
pick up.
visit and a wine tasting, a private wine tasting, in Arrayan Wineries in Mentrida. We had one of their wines in this box. It was Petit Verdot, and it
Very
was
nice.
amazing.
It was
really
pretty
good.
nice.
It
Doesn't quite work.
and the other prize is
This thing.
something to put some color on your table
And in your faces, and in your livers, and in the
to
report.
start the new and amazing and exciting 2021.
So this is the Primero, which is Spain's answer to Beaujolais, this beautiful, young, fresh, fruity wine made by carbonic maceration.
It's
And
a
this is
real 5 liters. I want
liters.
just to show you.
Get the normal one.
the normal one.
This is how I do exercise during quarantine.
Okay.
Oh my.
This is the size of a normal one.
So this is a normal person. This is an alcoholic. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's hard. So if you want to win that, you know what to do. And at the start of our January box, the 2021 coronavirus is no problem anymore box, we will see who's going to win this. I hope it's someone in Madrid because I have no idea how we're going to send that to anybody.
Oh well, we will find a way.
Send 7 of those or something. So yes. Today we're on wine number 4 of box number 4,273. And what are we drinking?
Well, we are drinking Nekeas Chardonnay.
Let me get this in front of me.
Chardonnay. Today is a very busy day. We have a lot of things to talk about. It is a very important grape. Probably it's one of the most famous grapes ever.
And one of the most controversial grapes.
Yes,
which
it's
we'll talk
controversial because it's not clear
what the hell it is.
Yeah.
And also Americans...
and what you should expect from it.
Yeah. The Spanish Inquisition. You ever seen Monty Python? Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition! No? Okay. That's one for the English there. Shut up! Alright. So, first things first. Everyone, open your bottles. Have you got show them the picture of the label because I'm opening this.
Yeah.
One of those pretty photos. Is it that one? Which one is it? Oh. You should show them that one.
No, I'm not going to show this.
Alright.
Okay.
So that's the bottle. Nekeas. Normal one. Not 5 litres this time. While Rocky tries to work out how to do the pretty refitting. This is quite a French style of label, as you can see from the upcoming photo. There's a reason
Here
for
it is.
that.
Sorry.
There you go. Nekeas Chardonnay, and you may, if you have the bottle, you'll see it says Cuvée Allier. We'll talk about that later as well. But first things first, Mr. Madrid, Mr. Darracott, and to my parents who have this wine. Salud.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody. Whoa.
Yes. I absolutely love this style of wine. Oh, it's Christmas time. So.
Whoa.
So
it's
good.
a wine with personality.
It's not
but easy to drink.
like all wine.
And alcoholic.
14.
Well,
yeah,
we haven't started.
whoa.
So,
Name.
This is Chardonnay, Nekeas Chardonnay, but you have to add this little Cuvée Allier.
Yeah, shall I zoom in a bit there? Cuvée Allier, which is the
Allier.
name of the French oak, the Allier barrels.
All right.
But also the name of the winery is also Nekeas as well.
Nekeas.
So it's Nekeas. This is the Nekeas.
Nekeas Chardonnay from Nekeas.
I'm going to put this on
The
here.
producer is
to keep
Nekeas.
it nice and cold while we're here.
Vintage is
2019.
2019.
Yeah, 2019.
Grapes is 100% Chardonnay. Alcohol content 14%, which
Yes.
is quite good.
So
for
sleep well, mum and dad.
And producer, as we said, Nekeas, and region Navarra. So as you can see, a lot of information, a lot of things to talk about. Navarra is an amazing region for...
And our first Navarra wine.
Yes, it's our
think
first
ever.
Navarra wine. It's a land of wine, it's a land of good food, good people,
And it's beautiful.
good bulls. It's a land of bulls as
Like,
well.
Oh, well, according
Yeah,
to...
I was going to say good bulls. No, not good bulls.
They got some
bad
good bulls there. If you read the Codex Calixtinus, I think it's called, the old Camino de Santiago, first 12th century, 13th century guidebook, Navarra was not a good place. The people were untrustworthy. They will kill you while you sleep. They will do things to your animals.
Really?
The current Navarra people are very nice. Anyway, so let's carry on with our sheet.
Perfect. So the color is
Hey there, Mal. Sorry, I just saw people saying hello.
quite
Hey, Kevin. Very nice. Well, it's not super dark.
It's not super dark. Chardonnay can be very dark.
It's a real, well, yeah, it changes a lot. This one's kind of...
It is bright yellow.
It's a bright yellow, strawy kind of colour, yeah.
Okay, so clear.
It's with a wine like this, it's hard to care about the colour. The nose is so... You're like, oh...
It's clear and clean
Yeah.
as the soul of Luke Darracott.
Have you met my soul?
Well, let's talk about the aromas, because
There's so
this
much
is
going
one
on.
of the main characteristics of this wine. It has a particular, strong personality in the aromas.
So, it'd be interesting to see what my parents
First of all, it's
can say.
powerful.
It's very aromatic, which is interesting because
It's powerful.
in a young wine, Chardonnay is not aromatic. It's not an aromatic variety, but when you do things with
When you-
oak, hint, we'll talk about it later a bit, you get like... So if you've got this wine in front of you, let us know what you can smell.
What can you smell? I think it's spicy and
So spicy, but like it's like a Christmassy sort of sweet
yeah,
cloves.
it's ripe fruit.
It's sort of
Have to live with all those sounds all the day next to me.
it's a bit of creaminess, but not too creamy. But it's like kind of
The creamy oaks there.
it's woody creaminess. That doesn't make sense, but you know what we mean. Okay, so
Quality complex is quite complex.
Dad
for
says Q.
Q.
Well, my parents are already drunk.
Q. Maybe they have finished already the bottle.
I think this is my parents trying to work out how to type on YouTube live chat. Very complex. This is a very aromatic wine. So, this is where we tell you what's going on. This wine is barrel fermented, which is possibly my favorite style of wine at the moment for white wines. If you age a wine, it's very just woody, oaky, which is lovely. But if you barrel ferment a wine, you get a little bit of the. I think there's actually a photo of the. I found the Allier barrels. I don't know which one it is. But if you ferment in an oak barrel, you will get a little bit of the spiciness. Yeah, that's the one. You'll get a little bit of the spiciness, a little bit of the oakiness, but just a little bit. And you'll notice often with barrel fermented whites is over the time, the fruit tends to come through more. Whereas if you have a very barrel aged wine, which is spent years sometimes in oaken bottles and stuff, like some of the great Riojas, sometimes it's nice, but sometimes you lose the fruit. So these are the Allier barrels. Now, even though Roque and I, we like to make jokes about the French because it's
No, we don't.
it's a national holiday for us. Every day is make jokes about the French day. They are wizards with oak. I mean, French oak might be my favorite of the oaks, to be honest, because it gives you slightly more serious. Okay. No. Are we back?
Hello?
Is anybody there?
Can you please...
Fabio just said all that talk about oak ruined the world's internet.
Okay, no. We had a problem with the connection, but now it's fixed.
Can you see us? Are we live again? Back, okay.
Please say hello.
Okay, David says we're back. So what happened there? It was very amusing. We were trying to work out what happened. During all of quarantine, we have been alone on this street. And then the other day, the little bar in front reopened. And my computer was like, you know what? I'm going to just randomly connect to the bar's internet.
We were connected to the bar's Wi-Fi.
So, yeah, which is 20 meters away.
Yeah. So now we are connected to the shop.
So I think, as I was saying, I prefer French oak barrels, and this wine has been fermented in French oak barrels because they tend to give you that spicier, fierier, sometimes tobacco-y, smokier aspect. And that is perfect for French grapes. It's almost like the whole what grows together, goes together style of thing. You know, French grapes, French oak, marriage made in heaven. Whereas American oak tends to be sweeter, which is fine, but sometimes with a delicate white grape, I think it can be a bit too sweet, maybe. But we'll talk about oak a bit in conjunction with Chardonnay in a bit.
Let's jump to the tasting.
Right. Get your mouths around this. Do your Scotland.
I think one of the things that call more my attention is how long is the finish of this wine. So I would give 10 stars to the finish of the wine. Mineral notes.
It's got a wonderful bitterness.
It's unctuous.
Oily and unctuous, yeah. And it's got a little
buttery,
but not too much. It has a nice dry, like a tobacco box. Like if you just had a cigar. Have you ever had a cigar?
I have eaten a cigar.
That's strange.
No, I have been a smoker. I have been a smoker.
But a cigar as well, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
So I've only ever had 4 cigars in my life, not cigarettes, but cigars. And when you go, you blow it out. About a minute later, you have a little dry cigar flavour. That's what I get off this, in a nice way.
In a nice way.
Any fans of Che Guevara out there? I think you get more of the fruit in the nose. It's quite savoury, structured.
There's a fine, nice bitterness.
That's what I said, yeah. It's a really good bitterness. It's really interesting. This would be really good with food. By the way, if you are eating...
What do you think, guys?
Now is the time to tell us what
Share
you're
with
eating,
us
what you think.
What do you think?
Look at that.
Don't be
Since we came back, we've got more people.
Yeah. Please, don't be shy. Give us what you think about this wine.
Or Dad, if you want to tell me what you had for dinner, that'd be great as well.
Okay.
Oh, it's got a wonderful retrogusto. The finish after the finish. It's like nutty. It's really impressive, I have to say.
What would you pair with this wine?
Oh, white meat dishes, pork. This for cocinio, perfect. With roast turkey, Christmas dinner, structured white meat dishes. It's it's a powerful wine. It's alcoholic. It's smoky and fiery. This is not like even though you know and I know and you know, I think Albarino is the best white wine grape in the world. When it's joven, it's still fresh and juicy and bright. Barrel fermented wines is where you want to have it with like food more, as in like heavier dishes. Like this is not a seafood wine. No. This is like, give me something stronger. Had it yesterday with fried chicken. Fabio, well done. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, they will work. The acidity is perfect. Have you made the acidity test?
It wasn't great. Well, Fabio is an idiot. He doesn't like it with fried chicken. What kind of fried chicken? Was it spicy though?
It's good.
It's good, yeah. Yeah, I mean Navarra, which we will talk about in a bit, it's pretty continental, so you got the fresh acidity there as well.
When what I think about, or what comes to my mind when I talk about oaky whites is you are talking about very gastronomical wines. Wines which destination is the, table to be shared with food and not easy light food. Normally, it's the wine for bigger events. Am I right?
I have a question.
Do you share?
I do agree with what you
point
said.
of view?
Having said that, cold-ish KFC. Okay, that's why. And my dad, it went well with some Comté cheese. Ooh, very nice. Very good pairing. I have to say, I agree with what you said, but I hate the phrase gastronomic wine, even though I know what it means, because I think any wine can be gastronomic. I think what we mean is when we say gastronomic, like, oh, this is with food, I think we mean like complex, like, sort of wines. Because, for example, un Albarino joven, a young Albarino, is not complex, but perfect with seafood, right? This is food. Yeah. But I would not say it's a gastronomic wine. This is what I think of as gastronomic, because it's more complex and maybe it can go with more interesting.
This is a wine perfect for Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
To be on the table. It
will match all those flavors.
What do you think? What's going to be your wine for Christmas dinner or
Dad.
Christmas dinner?
I know I'm bringing stuff back, but Dad, what are we drinking? Come on. I need to take some wines back for my mum and dad. Yeah. I need to do some planning.
He's so excited. He is talking about them all day on that trip, the PCR.
Well, I can't wait to get a PCR.
I'm doing some online tests, and I'm gonna have an online degree from the Wanahuru University, and I can do PCRs. I only need one of those.
I have this image of you going, "All right, Luke, open wide,
take off your clothes."
What? It's true. Yeah. Now hold still. This is good. Yeah. What else we got?
Well, pairing. We have been talking about that. Glass.
Big glass.
Go for a big glass. With these complex wines, it's better to have a wine bigger size that can let you admire better the aromas. Temperature not very cold, not
cold.
very cold, not too cold.
So we took this out earlier, and I'm just keeping it cool in this, but not from the freezer.
Not too cold. I mean, of course, colder than a red, but not cold as a regular.
Maybe
white.
12, 13.
13,
Yeah.
14 can
14
be nice
even.
as well. Yeah.
With these barrely wines, because of the aromas, if it's too cold, you just don't smell them. It's still fine, but it's a bit of a waste. So when I did my wine qualifications, every single wine we tried was room temperature. And I tell you, there's not many things more... well, there are many things more depressing. But anyway, in the wine world, not many things more depressing than trying wines at 10 o'clock in the morning, expensive wines from France and America, like a Chablis in 2005, and all of these amazing wines. First of all, you have to spit them out because you're there all day trying wines for your qualification. And second of all, they have to be room temperature for tasting. You're just like, I'm trying these incredible wines, and they're warm. But the idea is basically to avoid not smelling the wine, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So yeah.
So now let's talk about the region a little bit.
Region first, then grape. Yeah, let's do region first. I think region first is better.
Where is my map? Look,
It's there somewhere. There. No. Is that it?
Is it
that one? It should be there. It's in my downloads.
Okay.
Oh no.
Classic Darakat.
We'll put that one.
Okay.
Put that one on
It's going to be
first.
very clear to everybody. Okay, that's Navarra.
As you can.
As you can see, it could be in Spain, but it could be in Michigan as well.
It's a subzone of Michigan.
Okay. Okay.
Ah, you
Get
see.
Get out of.
The photo didn't work. That's why.
Okay. Classic
Sorry, guys.
Darakat. So we are gonna do something. Okay, we're gonna use the classic.
Yeah, this is why we made this thing. People need to stop using the Wikipedia.
Okay.
Hang on. I'll hold this.
It's a
up.
green region.
I feel guilty that I'll
This
hold it
is
up.
okay. Oh, okay. This green region is Navarra. Okay, so it's very close to the Basque Country. It's very close to the French border. It's very close as well to all the Aragon and the Catalonia region as
And
well.
you might recognize Rioja. It's literally stuck on Rioja there.
Yeah, so it's land in between everything.
It's a bit of
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
I mean it is. I feel sorry for Navarra. I feel sorry for you if you're watching Navarra, because it used to be the most important region. And then a few hundred years ago, Rioja just left it alone.
Yeah.
Navarra's proximity to France cannot be understated. Now, Rioja, Catalonia, there's a lot of French influence, but Navarra, the Reino de Navarra, the Kingdom of Navarre, it was quite Frenchy. It's not like how would I put it? Well, it's the opposite of the Mediterranean in every way. We're talking kingdoms. We're talking a real interaction with France in a historical sense. And the grapes also followed suit. So you have the first ever Chardonnays were planted in Navarra. The first barrel fermented Chardonnay, we had it here, was Castilla de Monjardin. You have monks, all
Because
these things,
It is really old.
Really
It
old.
was established in 1933,
Is that
but
old?
the rules were not published until 1967.
Interesting.
So
it was
the,
almost
the
as
origins
old
is
as
out,
Rioja.
and sherry is a very old one. The rules were not published until 1967.
Do we know why? Was it lost in the mists of time, probably?
No, yeah,
Politics.
politics.
So imagine Rioja going, okay, no!
But anyway,
Interesting.
it's a very interesting area. Of course, I mean, nothing to say about the gastronomy in Navarra.
How would you describe? 'Cause it's got like Basque stuff, it's got Rioja stuff.
Yeah,
it's got
but it has
Aragon,
also,
everything.
although it's lost there, it has, of course, the Basque style, and it's obviously there. But it has also a little from Castilla y León.
Yeah, it's a mishmash, isn't it?
When I was there, eating pinchos and tapas because it's a very pinchos
Yeah, a
and
lot of
tapas.
pinchos. You got a
region.
Pamplona. Ooh, pincho-tastic.
I ate a lot of things that remind me Leon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the sausage, the black sausage, the use of the pepper, pimientos,
Lots of
pimiento
red
de
peppers.
Tudela, alcachofas, artichokes. You know, it's a very rich gastronomy, super good fish, super good meat.
think-
the variety is incredible.
I think Navarra is one of my favorite regions that I have never fully understood. Every time I go there, and I've been there a lot, I'm just like, this is amazing. You have Pyrenees mountains.
Yeah.
You have more vineyards. You have plains.
And in 30, 40 minutes
You're in
you
the-
are
you're on the
in
sea.
San Sebastian,
You've
you
got
are
the
in
Basque
Bilbao,
country. It's-
you are in the Basque country. You
Maybe it's one of the best places to live in Spain. Pamplona, great
love
city.
it. I love it. And
God, so good. I'm just staring at my map.
you don't have to be. I know it's a very controversial topic, the bulls, but if you one day have the chance to go to San Fermines, please
It is, yeah.
go.
So I'm not a bullfighting lover, but it is incredible.
It's incredible. The running of the bulls is really is a mystical experience
It is, yeah.
because the screamings, the animals,
Everybody in the
it's
same
like-
uniform,
and
right?
and it happens in seconds. I mean, if you are
Story of my life.
in one point in the path,
You're dead. Oh, I see. They just
it's,
gone.
if you watch the bulls running in front of you, it's like 20 seconds. It's
Yeah.
even less. It's like nothing. So the best way to the best way to enjoy the bulls is on TV. You see the whole.
It's basically it's like Wimbledon.
If you go to the Plaza de Toros, you go to the bull ring. There they have big screens, and you can watch all the running and the end, and the arrival of the bulls to
Because
the.
I went and I stayed very early in the morning. I went to the very start, which is interesting.
But it's like.
But it's like,
And that's all. And maybe you have to be there for 2 hours.
I was.
To wait that.
I was sleeping in the rain. It's fun
Well,
times.
So we love Navarra.
It's great.
And,
Such a great
and we
place.
love it. How is the production of wine in Navarra?
I would say it's pretty productive.
Okay. Are you sure, Luke Darakat?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, 39 million liters of wine.
Sounds like a lot.
Sounds like a few glasses. And the commercialization?
I think, looking at the map of the regions we've done before, you still blew my mind last time when you were like, this region's, nothing in Spain. I reckon, I'm going to go for the easy answer. 65 national, 35 international.
Well, today you have been very close to the.
yeah?
That's a 69, 31.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's that kind of style of region.
It's a very national. It's a very national and loved, or beloved.
But still forgotten a bit. As in, it's. I feel Navarra needs to leave the shadow of Rioja. You know?
It's so linked.
If I say,
They
do
share.
you want a Tempranillo Crianza from Rioja or Navarra? Same price, you probably choose Rioja because it's more famous.
Yeah.
Navarra is like the,
Well, that's the power of brands and marketing.
but like you're next to the big boy. That's a difficult
it
position to
happens
be
the
in.
same with Cigales and Ribera del Duero.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the other one.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that's the one next door.
Yeah.
But I think one of the keys of Navarra, sorry to interrupt you, where Navarra really has its fame is the land of rosé, like Cigales. The famous Rosado of Navarra. I mean, weirdly, right this moment, we only have one from Navarra, but this was a mythical...
No, we have had this Valerio, whatever, from Navarra as well.
Yeah, and we have, I think Son Rojo is Navarra.
Yes.
It's brilliant, usually Garnacha, bright red.
It's not demanded. It's not demanded by. Well, now that I have a second, I would love to talk about the climate.
Beautiful color. This is the Navarra style rosé. Beautiful, juicy red Navarra rosé.
I love the color of that one.
Well, this is one thing that Rioja doesn't have, is a really deep history of rosés compared to...
Well, the climate here is more extreme. It's a little bit more extreme than in Rioja. It's less gentle.
It's a bit fierce.
And it's also a transitional climate from the almost the
Pyreneal uplands.
And the climate from the
Yeah.
peninsula, from the flat of the interior of the peninsula. So there is a big difference between the north and the south in the temperatures, but it's a very rainy region.
That's what it's very green if you go.
It's
there.
very green.
Again, it's kind of a. It's not too different from Rioja, and by this I mean it's another fantastic wine making area. I mean, there is a reason Navarra used to be the big boy, because you have enough rain to give it the verdancy and the productivity in certain months, the important months in spring, traditionally. But it still has nice, hot, dry, sort of continentally summers.
Yep.
I think there's 5 subzones.
There are 5 subzones. Yeah.
I can't remember the names.
But
I'm sure
I
we've got a
do.
list.
I do.
Do you remember? Do you remember the names of the amazing freaking map I found?
It's here. Shut up, Darakat. So we have the Long Mountain. It's located in the northwest of Navarra.
I think it sounds better in Spanish. The Monte Bajo.
Yeah. The
Tierra de Estella. I think it's
Tierra
called.
de
Estella
Estella.
Land.
Valdizarbe, that is where
That's where we
this
are.
wine comes
Yeah.
from. Ribera Alta and Ribera Baja. The biggest one is the Estella. And
It's a lovely town on the Camino. It's a lovely town on the Camino, Estella.
Have you been there?
Have I been there? I've freaking published
Where
a book.
haven't you been?
Where haven't I been? I think I have I think there is a photo I chose of the actual vineyards where this is from. That's it. Absolutely, this is the vineyard. Look at that ridiculous countryside. So in the back, there's a little village of Añorbe, and then I think that's how you pronounce it. And then in the front, that little beautiful white building you can see. I'm pointing at the screen for no reason. That beautiful white building you can see, that is Bodegas Nekeas, and they're the vineyards. I mean, if that is not a beautiful snapshot of sort
Is
of
that
Castilian style Navarra.
Did you take that picture?
Yep. That was me.
Oh, sometimes you do good.
It wasn't me. It was Google. Mr. Google. Mr. Google took it. But when you walk through Navarra and Rioja, which are on the Camino, you really see the land, and it feels old. Not to become too poetic. It feels old, and you feel the heritage, the history of the vineyards, especially in Navarra, because a lot of these wineries have this wonderful, grand, almost French style. What I already mentioned, Castillo de Monjardin, Nekeas as well. They have this wonderful kind of a Spanish chateau vibe, because this is where a lot of this winemaking, especially French style, using Chardonnays and Batonnage and stuff like that, started. So it's just a brilliant area, worth a visit. Go to Pamplona, see the bulls, and then just drive around for a couple of days and drink and eat everything.
Okay, it's time to talk about the grape.
Is it my grape time? we're gonna have a grape time together. Okay.
We need some, intros for the different sections. Grape.
Grape. So,
What do you have to say about this little thing?
wonderful green orbs. Oh my God, where to begin? First things first. Chardonnay is not quite the most planted variety in the world. It's number 3 behind the Spanish Airen, which is the most planted variety in the world, and Trebbiano in Italy. But it's number 3 for actual quantity. But it is easily the most widely distributed grape in the world. It is in every country. I believe Kyrgyzstan has Chardonnay. Probably. If you're going to go to Ireland, they go, "Oh, have you tried the Irish Chardonnay?" Sorry for insulting anybody who's Irish. You'll find Chardonnay everywhere. It is a chameleon. More on that in a moment. I have 2 interesting quotes. One related to America, because Chardonnay is the big white wine grape there, and one in general. So according to Jancis Robinson's, that's also the bodega. Isn't that beautiful? Wonderful photos we've got here. We're just looking at.
They don't see.
Oh, you don't see it? Well, you will see it at some point. It's a beautiful photo.
So focus on your grape.
My grapes. Oh my God. So, Jancis Robinson wrote in her book Wine Grapes, hugely popular, versatile, and widely planted international variety. equally capable of extreme mediocrity and regal splendor. So that is Chardonnay in a nutshell. And in California, she says, it is responsible for a remarkably homogeneous ocean of off-dry, golden, quite alcoholic and easy to drink liquid. So you've gone from like meh to amazing. I have never seen a grape. This is me speaking with only a few years of experience. In my long years, I have never seen a grape that divides people more than Chardonnay. And I always remember we had a tasting here, or I had a tasting, whatever, a couple of years ago. It was an American lady, and I was asking people, what wines do you drink? What do you like? And she was like, well, I know what, I don't like Chardonnay, because in America, we'll talk in a minute, there was lots of buttery, vanilla bomb Chardonnay. I don't like Chardonnay, I don't like blah, blah, blah. Okay, and what wines do you like? Well, I like Pinot Grigio from Italy. I love Chablis in France. And I was like, oh, quick thing. Chablis is the region of France where they make wines with Chardonnay. And fun fact, the grape Chardonnay basically comes from there. And she was like, what? Because it's interesting to see that some countries, like Britain and America, we talk about the grape, and some countries the region. So Chardonnay, depending on where it's planted, can be incredibly different. It is of the white world, it is the most chameleonic in the way it can react to its surroundings. If it's a young wine, if it's a cool climate, it can be flinty, minerally, sort of fresh, citrusy. If it's a hot climate, it can be really sort of almost tropically and overripe. So traditionally, Chardonnay does not work that well in Spain. A lot because it's too hot here. It is a grape which is really malleable. You can do lees, you can do barrel fermentation, you can do
sparkling wines,
sparkling sweets, malolactic. This is where the Americans come in, because in America you did very heavy malolactic fermentation, which by the way is not fermentation. It is taking malic acid in a wine, which gives you the acidity, which is what you find in lemons and limes, and using bacteria, natural bacteria, lactic bacteria, you change malic acid into lactic acid, which is what the acid is in yogurt and milk. So they basically did these ginormous oaky malolactic Chardonnays, which just smelled of vanilla yogurt, basically. What else can you do? Anything. So the problem with Chardonnay is both the good thing and the bad thing. The good thing is anyone can make a Chardonnay. You make a winery, right, but first things first, plant some Chardonnay and we'll do something. The problem is it leads you to that next question, which is, what is Chardonnay? Is Chardonnay a myth? Is Chardonnay just what you do to it? Is Chardonnay just where it's planted? You know? Albarino is Albarino. Riesling is Riesling, but Chardonnay, I've been drinking wine for a long time. I still don't know what Chardonnay is. It's elusive. It's very romantic and annoying at the same time.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention.
Okay. See you later. Bye.
We will be with you next week with the episode.
Hey man, you asked.
What's your point?
Oh look, we've gone down to one follower. I'm just joking.
What's your point?
My point is Chardonnay is both the wine world in one grape, because in one grape you have every aspect of the wine world: terroir, climate, barrels, fermentations, and on the other hand, it's like, what is the intrinsic quality?
But if I'm not wrong, if we go to a restaurant and we see the wine list, Chardonnay would be your last option.
Unless, this is the thing, because it's a chameleon, unless I know...
It's a big risk. You have to know the wine.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. If I see Navarra Chardonnay, I might get, oh yeah, something like this. Or I like French Chablis. I think it's really elegant and crisp and fresh. I like Californian unoaked, non-oaky American Californian But if I see Argentinian Chardonnay,
Yeah.
it might be amazing. I have no idea what I'm getting. David, drinking along with the only Navarra Chardonnay I could find nearby in LA, and reminds me of a decent lightly oak Sonoma. Good.
Yeah.
Hey, David, just out of interest, what is the name of it? What's the name of the one you're drinking?
Yeah.
Be interesting to know what you can get in LA. Just saying LA sounds cool. I just picked up this bottle in LA. Dad, Brian, the local wine society went to Navarra 2 years ago. There you are.
Yeah.
Oh. Mal, because tonight's going to be a grape night. You see, Mal likes my joke.
Yes. Home.
Hom. Is that you, a Buddhist, thinking about it? Hang on, let me. You talk. You say something while I look for hom. By the way, has anyone got any questions? I have not checked if we have any questions tonight.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean Chardonnay. I mean,
Home.
we could speak for days.
2018.
Hom. I mean, let me look at my Vivino right now. I've never heard of Hom. Hom Chardonnay. Vino de España.
Oh.
From Robert E. I've never heard of it.
Is it good?
Is it nice? I've no idea. I guess it's from Navarra. Yeah. Right, by a chap called Robert Eden, who sounds like a very similar name to some kind of ex-prime minister of England. So, like I say, Chardonnay, it's an impossible thing to do in 10 minutes, but it is both everything and nothing.
I know there are quite a few lovers of please, a little bit lovers of white wines between you, among you, and I would like to know, for a lover of the light, crispy version of whites, what do you think about these heavier wines?
Yeah, good question. Because some people don't like the style.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, these oaky whites are closer to the taste of the red wine lovers than the white wine lovers.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue this is stronger than some of our reds. If you take the Musso Pinot Noir,
of course, it's going to be lighter than
light, juicy Pinot. This is like got kicked.
Yeah.
I mean, the only difference is there's no tannins on this, but there's barely any tannins on this. Let me see if we've got any questions from Instagram as well, while you all write your questions as we speak. And also, for God's sake, give us a like. We're on 2 likes. This is embarrassing. We're working our asses off here at 10:15 in the evening. Right. Let me have a look and see if we've got any questions from the Instawebs. Have you got any questions, by the way?
No, we don't have. I don't have. I haven't
Look at
received
this.
any
We've
questions.
had 115 views.
With no.
Not one question. This is pathetic.
Maybe we should ask the questions after the episode.
Yeah, probably. Out of interest, if there are any...
Well, we haven't mentioned or we haven't talked that Chardonnay is also one of the main grapes of Champagne.
That's true, yeah.
We said you can make sparkling wines, but the importance of Chardonnay is that it's one of the main grapes of Champagne, of the big Champagne. And also, I mean, you have the Cremant we have here in the shop that I love. I have a problem with that.
I know.
wine.
We bought a box of sparkling wine, and between us, we finished the box in 4 days.
Yeah.
It didn't even get to the shelf.
It was, and it's a 100% Chardonnay, and it's beautiful.
It's 100%.
Yes, and it has a beautiful color as well.
It is nice, and it's very, very cheap, which is why I liked it. Mal, interesting point. I think it's close to the taste of Godello. So Godello is actually distantly related to Chardonnay. So one of the things that you get on some Chardonnays, depending on where they're planted, of course, which you often get in Godello, is green apple. Distantly Chardonnays, but I mean, it depends which. This is the thing with Chardonnay. Chardonnay is that grape that can remind you of anything almost, because depending on what it is, it's easier to say what Chardonnay doesn't remind you of. It will never remind you of a Sauvignon Blanc or a Riesling, one of these very in-your-face ones. Sometimes it gets confused with Pinot Blanc, but again, that's also French. But yeah, it's not dissimilar. My dad says he'd prefer the Altares Albarino. My parents are very Albarino.
Yeah, it's a very person.
But yeah. Any questions? For goodness sake.
No questions?
Which is the most...
Well, no question, no tasting. Just no
So yeah, deal with it. We'll leave you then.
Well, let's leave these people.
While they're thinking of questions, what's the next tasting? The penultimate tasting.
Yeah,
which my parents also
the
had.
next one is the 21st. That's going to be on next Monday. We had to move it from Sunday to Monday for one good reason. Sunday is going to be our Christmas celebration. So we share it with other friends, close to the shop, people we work with. And
I have to work Monday morning.
Wow. Here in front of these people, we will echaremos a suerte.
I would prefer to work the morning because I'm stronger than you. Will you deny this, sir?
How can you be so insulting?
No, I'll do the morning. I'll do that. Yeah, when there's a wonderful. I think you know this expression in America: "Go big or go home." Have you heard this expression?
Look, Dark, I don't like you.
Have you? No, this is a
I
good
have
thing.
never liked you.
I know. This is why we open a wine shop. Animosity breeds good business.
The only keeps me here is the wine.
Yes, well, it's the only thing that brings me here as well.
So, the 21st, 9:30 p.m.
Monday.
Valderiz. That's gonna be
The big sexy.
is the big boy of this box. Is the Ribera del Duero. We made a big effort to have this wine in the box because it's not cheap. But we had to do things that you cannot believe.
I had to
and
be-
you don't want to imagine.
I had to be polite to distributors. Can you imagine?
It was worse. And gross. Mr. Dark,
But we got the wine.
turn off the computer. So that wine is our proposal for your Christmas dinner or your Christmas lunch.
Especially if you're having like ham or as in Christmas ham or Christmas beef.
Yeah.
That is good.
Oof. Valderiz. And that's the penultimo.
Penultimate. Yeah, I was going to say to my dad, maybe you could just not drink it and then save it for me.
No, that's not going to happen.
You drink it. I'll bring
Please,
some good stuff.
drink it.
I'll bring some good stuff.
So, well, thank you very much for being there once more.
And thank you for joining us on this
Give us
Chardonnay
likes.
Navarra.
Don't leave it for tomorrow. Likes now. No.
We have got 3 in the last minute. That's good.
No, I want more.
Okay. While you're giving us a like,
25,000 likes.
please give us a like and subscribe. Also, when we are able to, we like to upload other videos. So if you haven't seen it already, there is my sherry video. Roque has recently uploaded an interview about that wonderful rosé we gave away a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, 1 month ago. So do stay tuned for more videos in the new year.
Kevin, thank you.
Cheers, Kevin. And if you have any ideas for videos, if you want us to create a video for our channel about a certain topic, so sherry, or maybe we do barrel aging or sparkling wines, whatever you think might be interesting, do let us know. Send us an Instagram or an email, and that'd be great.
They have in Turkey. Brian.
Yeah, so Dad and I, we do Christmas turkey. This Valderiz would destroy the turkey. I'll bring stuff for Christmas Day. Don't you worry about that. I'm in charge of Christmas Day alcohol.
Well, what do I look? I live in Siberia, and you look like living in Bahamas.
Because I'm a real man, and you're Spanish.
Thank you very much.
Also, that's a very nice jumper.
And wait for this.
Are you ready?
Sorry.
Are you ready for the emotional?
I'm ready for that.
All right. See you guys on Monday.
See you.